Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, I'm Kobe. We have Mike with me tonight. What's going on, man?
What's happening? Excited to get into this first NBA episode. Take a look at this new upcoming NBA season. Some games that already played so far, but first we had some breaking news today. Chauncey Billups. I'm not sure what this guy was thinking, but he's in some trouble right now. FBI is investigating him, so we have a lot to discuss today.
Yeah, well, we thought maybe we would ease ourselves into the NBA season. NFL's been going
Hmm.
on. But yeah, this was a bombshell right at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so there's been some real sketchy poker games going on. Uh, I mean, you know,
Yes.
poker and cheating, all that stuff is one thing, but
Hmm.
to be being tied with the mafia and having like contact lenses, card cameras, all this
Yeah.
stuff, man. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, per reports, the FBI announced today that more than 30 people, including NBA head coach Chauncey Billups and players Terry Rozier, have been arrested as part of a gambling investigation linked to the mafia. FBI director made this announcement today in New York. He said that we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra. He said, I don't know, maybe that's a mafia, I don't know. Uh, the fraud allegedly involved illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York said defendants participated in a nationwide scheme to rig games using high tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. These alleged illegal gambling operations hustled unwitting victims out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity. So Rozier, he was accused of manipulating his performance during a game to benefit illegal betting. So I mean, the story gets crazier and crazier.
Hmm.
Like you said, they're being accused of using high tech technology. Said that details of the rigged poker games that Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones were involved in, X-ray machines that were built into tables to read face down cards, contact lenses, glasses that read pre-marked cards, and also secret cameras and card trays. So I mean, they're just trying to swindle people out of their money. And it's strange because you don't know why they would do it. These are millionaires,
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind. Like, well, anytime somebody with like professional athlete status or any sort of actor, actress, whatever, someone that has millions and millions of dollars, they
Hmm.
get in trouble for these things. It's like what, how many people, like these people get busted for like DUIs and stuff like that. Ju- just pay a driver. Like
Right.
you don't need to be doing these things. And obviously, they might have extravagant lifestyles. They're spending a lot of money. A lot of these guys have gone broke, and but to get involved with like organized crime and the mafia,
Hmm.
that I don't even know how that happens. Like if you are a I don't know mafia member, why do you
Hmm.
like? Why would you think that these former NBA stars would have any kind of success running this kind of operation? And like,
Yeah.
there's got to be people out there like their job would probably be hustling and swindling and scamming to get these NBA guys involved is crazy. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
unless I don't know, mafia got like their family or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. This is one of these stories like you hear about it, like I need to know more now.
Yeah, and no one expected that Chauncey Billups, he was just elected into the Hall of Fame, NBA Hall of Fame, just I believe last year, 2024.
Hmm.
You don't think that he would be involved in a crime like this. And it's like, again, these are successful um players and coaches. He's a coach of the Portland Trailblazers. They just played a game last night.
Yeah.
It's like, and Terry Rozier just played in the game. Damon Jones, I believe he was just, coaching. I think he's a assistant coach, but he was just involved with the game. But it's like, you don't think that they would be involved in something like this. And like you said, it would have to be because of, hey, we got your family hostage, something. But I mean, for Rozier to be not playing well in a game on purpose and then feeding that information out. I saw a story earlier where back in March he was making a lot of bets on a certain game, and come to find out he only played like 10 minutes, and he was betting on the under for himself, and come to find out he got hurt in the game, came out early. So it's strange that they would do this when they are successful. They do make a lot of money just for to swindle people out of their money is really crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if we could like put it on here afterwards or not, but there are clips of Rozier like turning the ball over, like like it's all in the same game. It's three or four plays where he just throws the ball to nobody,
Hmm.
and, and like something like all the comments were like, "Yep, whatever they're investigating, he did it." Like
Yeah.
these are not basketball plays at the professional level.
Hmm. And Jonte Porter, he was involved in illegal gambling last year, and they came down hard on him. He was banned from the NBA. Now you have a Hall of Famer, a current player, and another affiliate of the NBA, having all of this sports betting going on. Who knows what the punishment will be?
Yeah.
Will they strip him of his? Will he have an asterisk next to his name, for the Hall of Fame? Who knows? But you would think that because they use other players as an example, that would kind of deter them from actually doing the same thing. But um, and you have a lot of people to kind of look back on in all different sports to kind of say, hey, I'm not going to do this. But gambling addiction is a real thing. Doesn't
and
matter how much money you have, how successful you are.
and now like I remember when we were talking about this going on with the Guardians, how it started with Luis Ortiz, and they got Emmanuel Clase, and then there were
Hmm.
reports saying like maybe Ortiz snitched on Clase. Well, now they
Hmm.
got Billups, they got Jones, and like
Hmm.
how many like these guys aren't, like I said, they are not professional mobsters or gangs. They're
Yeah.
gonna if they have information, they're gonna snitch. They're gonna
Hmm.
rat
Yeah.
like instantly. Like,
Hmm.
like this could be a big old like ripple of
Hmm.
names coming out.
Yeah. Over 30 people involved. And also heard that I think a lot of this stemmed from that Jonte Porter, when he got caught. I think their names, they probably found out that Billups and Rozier and Jones was involved in his case, and they slowly just continued to bake that cake for them. But once the FBI got their eyes on you, I mean, they're not going to come out with all this until they know that they have like a sealed
Hmm.
tight case. So not looking good for
Yeah, and there's
all
probably
of those people.
a lot of chatter going on behind closed doors.
Hmm.
As we speak right now, there's information getting thrown around. So
Yeah, and I mean, now look, you got Portland without a head coach. Rozier, he's getting kind of washed, but I mean, now that team, all these teams have to adjust now to their losses. So I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from this story coming up. More information will come out, like it did today with all the high tech gadgets and stuff they was actually
yeah,
doing with these poker games. But yeah, this was a shocker and a crazy story that came out today. Um, But in regular NBA news, we can get into our first segment where we dive into a few stories just to start the season of the NBA off right. Some stories that were kind of brewing. So first, we can get into Wemby. So Wemby last year, we know he had the blood clot that sidelined him for majority of the season, but he came back with a vengeance. That first game, putting up 40 points, 15 rebounds. He looked like he's setting himself up to be the face of the league.
And it's kind of crazy to see how the league has changed. Like you go back, like dominant big man. You think of like Shaq, Olajuwon, and then a little bit more modern. You had Dwight Howard. These big physical guys that are just down low, getting physical, getting rebounds. Doing all their work like in the paint. And then you had this breakthrough with Steph and how it became like pretty much a 3-point competition night in and night out. Now you got these guys. I think you could maybe say like Kevin Durant kind of started like I'm just gonna call these my player builds because like they're not like real people. They can't be these guys that are 7 feet tall. Look at this little picture here. He's scrawny and there's nothing to him, but he's bringing the ball down the floor. He's hitting crossovers between the legs, behind the back, step back threes. And, he's 7'5", but
he can do it all.
Yeah, like he made his presence felt last night, and yeah, LeBron's getting old. All these guys that we've this generation are getting old. I think Wemby could easily be the face of the NBA. Like Wemby, Luka. I'm sure there's some other guys I can't think of right now, but
yeah,
Wemby's future is sky high.
Yeah, for sure. And then speaking of sky high futures, we got Cooper Flag. His expectations for the season, I'm sure, is pretty high for the Mavericks. But of course, he'll take his rookie lumps. But he had a good showing in his first game, put up a double-double. Yeah, his future is bright. And it's crazy that they got that number 1 pick. I'm still shocked from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say is a traditional number 1 pick, as in like you think a guy going first in the draft is just already a premium scorer, a guy that can go out and get you 25, 30 a night, and that's just not really his game. I think he's a great defender. I mean, he actually started a point guard for them last night, and I think he's like 6'7", 6'8", 10 rebounds. So I mean, he's a little physical too, but yeah, you said a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. That's a solid NBA debut.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. The future is bright for him and the Mavericks. And next, someone whose light is a little dim right now. CP3. He went back to the Clippers, and Lillard being traded back to the Blazers. We're not going to see Lillard for a long time. He's coming back from that ACL, but CP3 looked like he's coming off the bench now for the Clippers.
Yeah, CP3 has had a hell of a career. He was a big part of the Lob City Clippers.
Yeah.
In his first stint, like Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, just throw it up to those guys. All all the razzle dazzle, and now
razzle dazzle,
and now he's just an old man in the NBA now. I think he can, he could probably still come off the bench, get you, 3-4 assists, 6-8 points, maybe a couple of steals, and that's a serviceable bench player, a role player. And Dame, I don't think there will ever be a point in Dame's career where he's not throwing up threes.
Mhm.
he could play for 15 more years, and he's just going to stand out there and throw him up.
Mhm.
But it's nice to see him back in a Portland jersey.
Mhm.
When these guys are at a certain place for so long and then they go somewhere. He did not look like a Milwaukee Buck to me.
Right. Right.
But yeah, he's back home, and I think, I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll come back as their head coach. Like, you know,
Yep.
he could be the first ever player coach. So
Yeah.
who
And it's
knows?
crazy. It's crazy you said that because and I agree. I mean, he looks like he should be in Blazers uniform, but and it's crazy you said that because I was going to say the same thing about CP3. They could kind of use him as like a coach on the bench, and just kind of come in for a few minutes and just manage the game, facilitate. But he doesn't have to do too much
Mhm.
at this age. But I feel like both can kind of be used as that kind of mentor and coach coming off the bench. Lillard can kind of help them as he gets healthy. So, yeah, I can kind of see that for both of them this season. New heave rule. This is a crazy rule that's being talked about now where when a player shoots the ball with less than 3 seconds from more than half court, it won't count against their personal shooting percentage. It'll count as a team against the team's percentage. Not really sure if that's going to encourage players to throw it up from deep, but hey, a new rule in the NBA.
Yeah, at most, this can happen 4 times in one game.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, a team is running a half court offense to end a quarter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there were complaints somewhere. Like, I,
And
I don't
I
know.
don't.
This is just a silly rule to me, but
Yeah, and I don't remember seeing like players like about to heave it and they're like, wait a minute, I don't want it to affect my
yeah.
my shooting percentage. Let me not throw it up. So I mean, I think players are still just going to do the same thing. Either they're going to chuck it or not, but I don't think they're going to be having this in the back of their mind that if it's going to affect their percentage or not. And finally, we have Knicks new head coach, Mike Brown. Not sure why he's talked about as a really good coach in the league. I don't really see much with the teams that he go to. Seems like when he goes to a team, they have a star, and that star kind of leads them either to the playoffs or not. But I don't think it's really because of him. But hey, Knicks have a new head coach.
Yeah, his time with us, early on in his coaching career, he had the privilege of coaching LeBron. And
Hmm.
if you're coaching a team that's led by a LeBron, your job's pretty
Hmm.
easy.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong. I thought he had, when he was with the Kings, I'm not
Hmm.
sure if that was last year or the year before, that the Kings were kind of a little bit of relevancy, but like I said, I
Hmm.
could be wrong. But yeah, Mike Brown, he's just a familiar face in the NBA now. And it seems like any time a coach gets fired for whatever reason, there's always like the same coach's names floating around, like a Mike Brown, a Doc Rivers. So these guys will continue to pop up around the league.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
For sure, and it was kind of strange with the Knicks. I didn't see why they got rid of Thibodeau. He led them to the playoffs. I know he had some questionable calls in the playoffs. It didn't look like he made a lot of adjustments when they were going up against the Pacers. But I didn't think that it was going to cost him his job, but it did. And I guess the Knicks are going to see what Mike Brown does for them. And that'll lead us into the first game. For the first game, he did pretty good against your Cavs,
mhm,
man.
yeah,
Led them to a dub.
yeah. The game was actually ugly early,
Mm,
but we are without Darius Garland. We are without Max Strus. So we had a couple guys that aren't really part of the starting rotation. They started. Oh, we were also without DeAndre Hunter, who was a big six man for us.
mm,
But Donovan Mitchell, who is the clear cut offensive star of this team, didn't really start coming alive until the fourth quarter. I mean, he did end up with 31 points on 12 of 25 shooting, 2 of 9 from 3. But who I'm looking forward to seeing this year elevate his game even more is Evan Mobley. He's already being compared to a shooting version of Giannis. I mean, he's the reigning defensive player of the year. I know Wemby didn't, really play last year. It would probably be him. But I mean, he had 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and shot 50% from 3, 4 of 8. And I do think once we start getting our guys back, which isn't going to be for at least a couple months, but we get those guys back, we're gonna have the depth we need to make another solid run. And yeah, the Knicks kind of pretty much picked up where they left off. I mean, their starters, 4 of their 5 starters scored about 20 points, and if you're able to spread the ball around like that, and you have a little bit of depth on your bench, that's a team that's primed to make a deep playoff run. So who knows? Maybe Mike Brown doesn't have a hard job here either.
Exactly.
But,
yeah, and I think both of these teams are going to be right in it again at the end, fighting for who's going to represent the East in the finals. Like you said, even though the Cavaliers lost, you said Donovan Mitchell put up 31 points, Mobley 22. Once they get those pieces in, like you said, I don't think they'll be bad at all. And the Knicks, I mean, it's hard to stop them now. Anunoby had 24. Brunson is still leading that team. And if they can have Cat play like he did last night, putting up 19 points, 11 rebounds, if he can kind of be that big, solid defender and also stretch it, make his threes, even though he only was 1 of 4 last night. But they're going to be right there too at the end. So this was a good game, but I feel like if this game was played again and Cavs were at home, it could have went the other way. Two good teams.
The Cavs are actually the complete opposite of the Guardians, the Browns, because the Cavs do have the highest payroll in the NBA right now. So I mean, just on that alone, your expectations are pretty much right now finals or bust,
right?
Because you can't stack up this lineup for the next 10 years. You can't keep paying these guys. So they are right in the window they need right now to make a run at those.
Yeah, I agree. And now getting into the exact opposite of what we just talked about, we're going to talk about my Wizards. Of course, we don't have high expectations for them again this season. Seems like they're still in a rebuild. They played the Bucks in Milwaukee last night, and they tried to be competitive, but it really wasn't a competitive game at all. They lost 120 to 133. Giannis again was able to do whatever he wanted to do against the Wizards. It seems like he always has a double, 30 and 10, 30 and 15 night against us. Last night he had 37 points, 14 rebounds, and still had 5 assists. And the Bucks, I don't think that the Bucks is really going to be that dominant or that tough team in the East this year. But against the Wizards, you're going to look good. And as far as the Wizards, I mean, Middleton, he tried to do as much as he could in that game, but he was 19 of 14. He put up 23 points, but I don't know. It's hard to find a good with the Wizards. A lot of the young players are still developing. Alex Starr, he had a double-double, but it was only 10 points and 11 rebounds. I wish that he would really develop his offensive game and really become a scorer. Right now, he's just kind of like a placeholder or a defender, just a body in the middle. But if he could develop some type of offense, a hook move, or something to really give us some more offense, because right now we really don't have it. If we're relying on Chris Middleton and second-year player, Kaishawn George. He put up 21 points. So hopefully he can step up this year. But we do have Koulibaly. He's hurt. He's dealing with the injury. So maybe when we get him back, then we can put up some points. But it's not going to be a good season for us. Next game we play Dallas in Dallas. So I expect the same type of result. But it was good to see Trey Johnson, our first round pick. He did look pretty good, had 16 points. He was 4 of 8 from 3. So if we could develop him, develop more of these younger players, hopefully we can start to turn it around. But we're still in a developing type of mode again this season.
Yeah, I think this Bucks team is going to pretty much go as far as Giannis can carry him. I did like that they added Miles Turner from Indiana. He's kind of a good stretch center for them there, and they still have a decent bench. They got Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Tareem Prince. So they do have some players there, but if Giannis is going out there and has to get you 37 and 14 and 5, like he's not going to be able to do that every night. But
yeah,
he did go 1 of 3 from 3. I mean that's pretty rare that he actually knocks down a 3, but
right. Yeah. So yeah, definitely uneventful game, but yeah, definitely it was still a nice start to the NBA season. It was fun kind of seeing those first couple games on Peacock or NBC where you kind of has that nostalgic theme song come back. Kind of reminds you a lot about those late 90s, not going to tell the age, but late 90s type of games with Jordan and playing Malone and the Jazz and things like that. So that was cool. And then the Thunder just looked like they're just going to be kind of leading the pack there in the West as well. They had a good game against the Houston Rockets, and tonight they still look like they're going to be running away with it. So yeah, a lot to look forward to this season. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, it's kind of funny, our football teams. You had high expectations. I had no expectations. Now we're getting into the NBA season where now I have high expectations and your expectations are kind of non-existent. So we have a good mix of fandom here. But yeah, I'm excited. The NBA season is a long season. Anything can happen, and we will keep you guys posted on all of this scandal and drama. And I don't know. I get a little uneasy talking about it. Like, are we talking about the mafia? Are they coming to get us? But
yeah, that and then look, like when the district attorney was naming off the names, I heard like five mafia names. I'm like, whoa, like how are all these people involved? Like, I mean, how do you even get caught up with the mafia is another question. But yeah, that was a crazy story. But for me, it's going to be hard to really find the good in the Wizards this year, unless these young players can really turn it around. I'm gonna have to really try to nitpick and find some good with this team because this is going to be a rough one this year. But
you can be an honorary Cavs fan with me this year.
I can't do it. It's not in me. But hey, I'll try to find maybe a player or two will surprise me and we can talk about that, but we'll see. Or maybe we'll have another scandal next week and somebody gets in trouble for gambling. So we'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. Again, definitely leave a comment. Let us know about this crazy scandal story and leave a like as well. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know the next time we drop another video or we go live. We definitely just dropped an amazing interview episode with Mikhail Ramos. Definitely check that out. And as always, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See you guys.